So I got a theory. I think this is pretty obvious, but I'm going to extend it. That the Wizard and Over the Top are in the same universe.
Yes.
100%.
It feels right, right?
Yeah, that's canon.
It is for now.
Of most of the theories that we've had, there has been ironclad ones.
Yes.
This is part of one
This
of those.
this isn't even a theory. This is just like, well, yeah, duh, you're telling the story of the movies.
This is absolutely true. I do like to think, though, that Lincoln Hawk also knows Haley's dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
like to
What
think that.
if Lincoln Hawk is Haley's dad?
Oh, no.
And her brother is Micah.
Mike. God.
What is this?
This is me pulling out the shades.
This
bro.
is
What about this?
this is shoulder pads in the jacket because Mike feels big.
Mike feels like he won. And so this is what he does.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know me. This is my move.
That's you.
Oh my god. Yeah,
do that.
that's all canon.
Yeah, man.
Well, hello and welcome to the Confused Breakfast live from our brand new studios. This is the 5th studio we've been in 4 years, but this is official. We're staying here.
We're having a good time, and this is great. Look at all the wood paneling. Wow, we keep finding rooms like this. It's crazy.
I'm staying.
No.
I'm finished. I'm finishing my coffee.
The first we were in
my pipe.
AJ's family basement the first time, then we moved to Sean's family basement, and then we went to my family basement. And
Right.
it turns out we all built them in the same era. It's
weird.
It's weird. Whatever. Do you remember the pure joy of a trip to the video rental store as a kid?
Uh-huh.
It's hard to
I
beat the
doth.
ease of the modern era and streaming platforms where you don't even have to leave your house. But there was something truly special about heading to Blockbuster, browsing the NES video game section, taking some games home with you to play for endless hours with your siblings. On this podcast, we revisit and dissect some of our favorite childhood movies from that magical era to see if they still move us the way they did as kids. My name is Mike Schulte. Joining me, as always, two dudes who wouldn't stand a chance against me in a classic Nintendo video game tournament. Sean Pryor and AJ Vens, how the heck are you?
Baby boy, you have no idea how good at Oregon Trail I am.
That's not even NES,
What
bro.
are you talking about? I don't know.
That's a good one, Sean. Nice try. No, I would love to know which of the 97 video games titles, Michael, that you would like to throw down.
I had them all. And what I'm saying is, I think this is the prediction. If we had a video game tournament among us three,
Yeah.
the older the video game, the more I'm going to beat you by. But as the age of that video game gets closer to our modern timeline, then you guys start to take over.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I will do great in like the first 2 rounds and then slowly taper off. That's what happens every single time. Like even when I played hockey at goalie, I was like, "Oh, I am so fucking good, dude." And then just 3
10
games
goals.
later, just done.
Basically, like every round of golf I play, I just like end up. Oh yeah, I think I got this figured out. If I were to play like NES golf, let's just do that, and then I'll be just like playing normal golf. Be like 2 holes, I'm kicking ass, and then oh great, I can't do anything right.
But of course, your final putt on hole number 18, after 30 strokes to get there, you sink a 20-footer, and you're like, I should come back tomorrow.
It's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is why I do this. I got it. I better go spend more money.
I'll beat any of your asses in bass fishing. All right?
Oh,
Come on now.
Well, boys,
do it.
on today's episode, we discuss a true cult classic, a movie that made all kids want to compete in video game tournaments, a movie that's basically Rain Man, but for kids, a 90-minute long commercial for Nintendo and Universal Studios that you couldn't take your eyes off of. We are, of course, talking about 1989's The Wizard.
Well, dang it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another nostalgic journey to the past with The Confused Breakfast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy wherever you are in the world.
do they have bass in Jamaica?
Take it away,
Sean?
boys.
Yeah, if you're watching our YouTube, you'll notice Sean's a little different. He looks a little different today.
Island boy.
Because he's an island boy.
When Mike and I were moving some things up here via the lift into this building, into the basement of this other building we found.
Yeah.
there were some people working, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to get on that elevator with you." We're like, "What? That seemed weird." Now looking at Sean, I totally understand what they were feeling.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Everyone wears like a polo and tucked in shirts here. It's weird.
Yeah.
I have my John Carpenter stack VHS.
Well, guys, if you are new to this podcast, we'll be reviewing The Wizard scene by scene with a modern eye, but in order to do that properly, must first discuss it with pure nostalgia. AJ, this was your choice. Every once in a while, we get to kind of individually pick our movies. AJ said, this is what I'm choosing. Tell us all your thoughts about this. Nostalgically only, please.
Nostalgically only. Guys, it's what's the weird thing of me recommending this movie is I've actually never seen this movie.
Oh, weird.
That's not true. I'm sorry. No, you're right. I remember this movie so vividly, only catching it. Let's go back to first episode of the podcast, AJ. Watching this from like, I don't know, 25 minutes in and just being enamored, engrossed in this like video game world and being able to go around to places and just play video games like stand-up arcade machines. Totally believed that they were absolutely employing young girls to walk around with candy cigarettes and soda pop in an arcade casino arcade. Like what? I thought it was real. I wanted to go to Reno. But no, I loved this movie. It was everything I needed. I loved Fred Savage. I don't know. I was such a huge fan of this movie, guys. Nostalgically, this movie is a 10.
10 for
wow.
AJ. Sean, what about you nostalgically?
AJ, you have to fill me in here. I don't know if you were a part of this, but I watched this movie first in my first house that I got with my buds, and it was on Xbox.
Okay.
And we watched it with our friend Antonio, and Nick was living with me. I don't know if you were a part of that watch or not.
I'm not sure if I was actually there for the watch. Okay. But I know that I talked about it at no end with both of those guys.
I'm super stoked as well.
Yeah.
That's the first time I watched it, and it was the best position to be in with buddies. You know, you're tapping in a buddy from another state or town or whatever. Just hanging out and feeling good and feeling like friends. I'd have to say I'd give this. It was a good time, so I'd have to say this is probably an 8.
8. I don't know what happened on this one because I didn't see it until like late 90s, which is weird because I'm 7 years old in 1989. Like this is made for me. Yeah. But I think we'll get into it in Sean's segment here. I just didn't really know about this movie when it came out. So then when I actually saw it and I'm like a teenager, it did not really register with me. I didn't give it the modern day view that we're going to give it today. I just kind of said, yeah, Nintendo's dumb. I got a PS1 now. Like, this is stupid.
That's old. I'm playing Crash Bandicoot, dude.
Yeah.
Screw all that.
So I only saw it that one time, and I watched it all the way through, and it's a 6. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's okay. But full well realizing that if I had seen this when I was in 1989, like, it'd be a 10. I can guarantee it, but I just never did. So I'm a 6. We got Bud Larsen, executive producer today. He says this was my top 5 movie of 1989 when he joined us on that. I believe I saw this on VHS in the early 90s. I thought this was a movie put out by Nintendo because of all the product placement. 20-plus NES consoles, the Nintendo 1-800 call center, the Power Glove, NES Advantage, joystick, and Super Mario Bros. 3. Nostalgic rating, a big old 8.5.
Let's go.
So we're going to see if this changes, but as a group, we are an 8.13 nostalgically, and that's pretty decent on the scale of all the movies we've done. That is tied with Blank Check in the 26th position of the way we felt about these movies as kids, and that seems just about right.
That makes perfect sense.
I think they both should have had the line, "He touched my breast" in it. Yeah. So...
Well, started off pretty good here, boys. Well, we're going to strip all that nostalgia away, though, because we got to talk about it as 30-plus-year-olds and see if this actually holds up. So we got to go to Sean for all the important details in the movie. Sean, what do you got about this one?
Produced by David Chisholm and Kent Topolsky. Written by David Chisholm. Music by J. Peter Robinson. He also did the movie The Gate, which is fantastic kind of kids horror movie. He also did some of the score for The Wonder Years. Detroit Rock City, Brink, Rumble in the Bronx, Wayne's World, Encino Man, and Cocktail.
Why don't I just hang out with this person?
Yeah, I know. Cinematography by Robert D. Yoelman. He also did Dogma, Yes Man.
Bless you.
Turns out, if only we had the names in front of us, I guarantee he's like, it's like John Smith, and he's like, he's just doing this.
Yeoman.
Yaman.
Yaman.
Yeah.
Dogma. Dogma.
He set me
Yes
up.
Man. And he also he worked with Wes Anderson a lot. Did Grand Budapest Hotel, which is it's a fucking amazing looking movie. Bottle Rocket, Roll Tenenbaums, Mike, and Asteroid City.
Sean went to Jamaica, and his identity is Jamaican now. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm an island boy.
It translates perfectly
It's
for
probably
you.
racist for me to say that.
No, dude, you can say whatever you want. You can be an island boy,
Oh,
dude.
sick.
Did you get any weird looks walking into this building at this hour?
1000%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tune into YouTube to see what Sean looks
Is this
like.
guy in his swim trunks right now? Directed by Todd Holland. He did a bunch of TV. That's it. Cast: Fred Savage, Luke Edwards, Wendy Phillips, Jenny Lewis, Christian Slater, Sam McMurray, Beth Grant, Frank McRae, Bo Bridges, and Tobey Maguire. We'll talk about it. In 1989, Universal Studios approached Nintendo about a video game film inspired by the Nintendo gaming competitions. Nintendo seized the opportunity to promote their products as there was a delay in manufacturing for games like Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3, so a feature prominently featuring these products could spike some sales. After Nintendo approved the studio to use most of their biggest titles in the film, writer David Chisholm wrote the film as a pseudo Rain Man meets Tommy. Tommy being a movie about the band The Who, where instead in that movie of not video games, it was pinball, obviously Pinball Wizard and shit. As Universal was the production house for the film, director Todd Holland was a manager at Universal Studios. With this, Universal Studios had just opened up their Florida locations for the theme park, making the film a plug for Nintendo while also heavily featuring and promoting the theme parks. I mean, it's just a win-win for them. We'll talk about it, man. I'll bring it up now, I guess. But as much as this movie could be considered or said to be just a plug for Nintendo and Universal, I really think it goes way beyond that, which is really exciting. The original cut of the film was 2.5 hours long. The original cut had a lot more backstory as far as the characters and their family goes. A lot more of what's his name? Who drives the truck?
Dad.
Yeah, Spanky.
Spanky,
A
a lot more Spanky, a lot more of like the road aspect of it, and a lot more game footage was in the 2 hour.
Can we get this out of the way right now? Did you watch this or not?
I did not watch the
Shit.
extended
Is it available?
version.
I've heard it's somewhere. It came out in like 2020. They
2020.
released it.
It's sitting right there in front of us. I watched. I started the CD or the DVD with the commentary on it, and I didn't get. I was dumb. I should have flipped it around.
Yep.
It was my bad. Yep.
The Wizard was conveniently released December 15th, 1989, right before Christmas, and on a budget of $6 million, the film made a whopping $14.3 million at the box office. I think that was number 5 in 1989.
Wowzers.
Which is pretty good for a film like this.
Well, thanks, Sean. Up next, we got to go to AJ. He does the research for us to give us the ratings and reviews from critics and fans alike. What do you got on this one, bud?
Guys, we're gonna need the scroll weapon on this one because it's the tomato meter.
Oh man, no reverb in the room or anything. It sounds so good.
27% splat.
Oh,
Of all the movies we've done, tied at 13th from the bottom with Airborne.
Not Air Bud?
Nope, Airborne.
Oh no.
I haven't
Fantastic
done that one
movie.
yet.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yep.
right. Okay. Well, he seems like he's got gold retriever. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Mitchell Goose.
Mitchell Goosen.
Get out of here,
Of
bro.
Airborne.
All right.
Ooh. 59% from the audiences, but this is a 6.1 on IMDb.
Bottom 20 of any movie we've done that's tied with Airheads and Teen Wolf per the critics, fans, per the fans.
Just fun movies.
Yeah, just fun movies, man.
I would watch this and Teen Wolf pretty much back to back. Guys, let's hear from some of the critics here. The highest I could find was the Miami Herald, Juan Carlos Cotto. So he gave it a 63 out of 100.
That's the highest critic rating you
That's
found.
the highest critic rating I could really find.
Okay.
It's positive.
Despite some forced lines and an overlong competition sequence, Holland holds the Wizard together well, supplementing the obvious stand-up and cheer climax with a moving conclusion. Thank you.
Okay.
But that was in 1989. That's actually that's what's nice about it. I will tell you that Rita Kempley over at the Washington Post gave it a 20. This is on the lower side for sure. Rita said, gave it a 20 out of 100, Washington Post. This is, the Wizard is not only tacky and moribund, but it teaches gambling and bad sportsmanship. It's like, shut up.
Shut up. It's awesome.
It's like, yeah, I wanted to be in that casino.
Yeah.
Big deal. I just wanted to play video games. I didn't want to gamble. Okay. We'll get there. 10 out of 10.
These are fans, obviously, now.
This is yeah.
Okay,
this is
good.
fans.
I was going to say.
This is fans. This is from Thunder King 6 in 2020. This is titled Super Nintendo Sega Genesis When I Was Dead Broke Man. I couldn't picture this. Did you see this one?
No. That's a lot. That's Juicy by Notorious B.I.G. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa.
See,
got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur.
Am I the only one who didn't know that?
No.
Thank God.
Really? Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Okay, never mind. I'm older than you guys.
Hey.
Hey,
cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Old bits coming back.
Yeah.
Dude.
Old bits in new places, I guess.
Right? Yeah,
All right.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right.
Thunder King 6 said, a very good family child gamer movie. It's all about a kid rebelling and venturing into the world to play in a video game competition. He meets people, enemies, and obstacles.
Sure does.
This is just generic movie talk. Here's a plot. Most important, he gets to put on the glove. The Wizard is a fun classic.
No, he doesn't.
The Wizard is a fun classic family gold. Great for gamer nerds and Nintendo fanboys. Verdict, I love this movie.
This movie
It's
is
so bad.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
This movie is a gold.
This movie is a gold, bro. Yeah. Oh, right. Well, maybe you can say the rest of this one then, Mike. Okay.
Oh, did you see that review? I was like, no.
Did you look this up too? 1 out of 10. Up, up, down, down. Felony child endangerment. BA.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I remember that one.
Do you remember the contra code?
Remember that one?
Up, down, down, left, right, BA, select start. I think
Select
select
start.
start was 2 players, maybe something. Yeah.
Yes.
I just know the more ammo on San Andreas.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
cool.
I just know Rosebud for The Sims.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yes. I'm gonna pick this one apart a little bit, okay, because it gives the whole freaking diatribe. But this is in 2021. This is Galop-Inferno. I'm not sure who at Universal greenlit this, but someone should time travel back to 1988 and punch them in the throat. The Wizard is a no more than a Nintendo commercial disguised as a coming of age road movie. Rain Man Jr., little Jimmy Woods, traumatized by the accidental drowning of his twin sister. Spoilers. He should have given a warning.
Jeez.
Wow. Has become withdrawn and focused on going to California. His brother Corey worries with their father Sam and eldest brother Nick. Do nothing but argue. They meet a girl named Haley who tells them about a gaming competition in Los Angeles. It's discovered that Jimmy's say wizard at arcade games. There's a child bounty hunter. There's truck drivers, bikers, delinquents, salesmen, and the power glove wielding snobs along the way. That's all I wanted to say. I just like the title mostly. Up, up, down, down. Felony child endangerment. BA. Select start.
Yes.
Didn't finish it, dude. You don't get it. You don't get your endless lives if you don't finish the code. So that's what I've got so far. We did have one, I believe, jumped in the Little Lebowski Urban Achievers. And I will pull it up right now. It's Jarrett Layoff. Gave us a nice, very simple little I have never seen this.
Oh.
Nor do I know anything about it. I have seen the cover in my IMDb travels, but did not read a damn thing on it. I think he was saving himself for this episode.
I think it's interesting, though, because there was something about this movie should have been bigger than it was. Right? And I think there are a lot of people out there that probably never saw this movie.
Yeah.
But I think the people that did, it was their cult classic of them and their siblings, and they watched it all the time, and it was, it's so cool, you know?
Yeah, I didn't see it till late. I mean, it was a couple years before my time, but like, I don't know. I just never pulled the trigger on it. I never wanted to watch it. I don't know what it is about it, but
it should have been like, especially with Fred Savage was like giant.
And I love
Wonder Years.
Yes.
This is peak Wonder Years, I believe. Wasn't
Little
it?
Monsters had just come out
Yes.
or was coming out or something like that.
Yeah.
He was in
He was already in Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, why? It should have been bigger, especially with the gaming culture of the time, too, you know? But,
My brothers were really into Nintendo. That's probably why it fell into my lap the way it did. That's it. So...
Well, boys, the reason we started this podcast was to talk about nostalgic movies to see if they still held up 20 to 30 years later. When it comes to nostalgic classic video games, those take me back almost more than anything else that we talk on the show. So please join me as we find the warp whistle to travel back in time to a simpler age to see if this movie is everything we remembered. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
So scene 1, 9-year-old Jimmy Woods lives with PTSD. I don't know. I don't think that's really what he lives with. But anyway, his sister drowned 2 years earlier. We'll find that out later. I didn't proofread this. Prone to randomly wandering away from home, he perpetually carries around a lunchbox while frequently repeating the word California. Jennifer's death causes Jimmy's family to split. He lives with his mother, Christine, and stepfather, Mr. Bateman, while his older half-brothers, Nick and Corey, live with their father, Sam. Exasperated by Jimmy's behavior, Christine and Mr. Bateman decide to commit Jimmy to an institution. Unwilling to allow it, Corey sneaks Jimmy out.
Mike Schulte, this intro.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm torn on it because I think it's a beautiful shot. It's a beautiful
You
shot.
get those rays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, and the camera's just moving a little bit like the wind's moving it or something. And he's coming at you, and he's got a great gait. He's walking in real nice. I think, again, this is because I did not see this as a child. The song is dog shit.
You think so?
Yes, the song is dog shit.
I have a note right here, my first note. This song kind of slaps.
I mean, I think you're allowed to say that, and I'm going to allow you to say that. Yeah, I mean, totally. But that's why I'm sort of half and half on it, because it does take a long time.
It does.
But it's beautiful to look at, and at least the music's getting you into the time right now. Like, this is late 80s, and you need to understand this is late 80s. Here's some music.
It sounds like Bryan Adams. And I kind of have a soft spot for Bryan Adams.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like, damn, this song's okay. I'm in. I'm in already.
He's in a desert.
How far did he make it?
How far has he been going at this? And he doesn't. We do find out later, at least. We can answer this question. He doesn't have any water in that lunch pail.
No.
And you know what? Good on him, I guess. He's also really not sweating too much either. You know, I don't
dry
know.
heat.
It's a dry heat.
Yeah, it's totally different. Utah's way different.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, you would be a little bit more concerned. I guess there's there's decent concern here. They are sending like planes and helicopters after him.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd also be like going myself. You know, like I think if my kid took off, like not only would I send up planes and helicopters and policemen, but then I would also go.
I think we'll talk about how big of a piece of shit the mom is.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, before that, I do like the cop.
I'm ready.
The cop that like gets him is a really sweet guy, but cannot keep control of his head whatsoever.
Are you sure? Because for me, I think it's a very early call for most punchable face.
Really? Really?
I think so. It's like, sure, kid. Everyone wants to go to California. My wife wants to go to California.
It's a bobblehead.
What do you think you're doing out here?
What is wrong with my neck?
Did you catch that line where they're like, get him home to his mom. She's remarried now.
Yeah, exposition.
But it really, that's
they're just like throwing shade over the police intercom, like subtle shade, just like she's remarried again.
Well,
Who does that?
Because
Like-
you pick up on the complexity of this family like tree.
Yeah,
It's really complex
It
for a
is.
kid's movie.
it really is.
Because so help me out here. So Sam, the dad, was married to someone that we don't even know in this movie, and had his 2 kids, had Corey and
Christian
Nick.
Slater.
and Christian Slater. We'll call him Christian Slater.
Okay.
He had those 2 children.
Yeah,
then he divorced that wife, and then married the new wife, the mom,
Christine.
Mrs. Bateman, Christine, and then they had Jimmy and and Jennifer.
Yeah.
It's like that's really hard to understand for a 1989 7-year-old kid.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you need to know that, so that's why it's such a weird plot device that
they mention it as
couldn't they have all been the same? Just they were one big happy family and then they divorced. It's like it's weird that they had to add like this half brothers into the picture.
I think the only reason that it probably happened is it semi halfway explains why Jimmy lives separate from his
The
brothers.
other brothers, yeah.
Like that's the only thing that it semi helps along. Like, oh well, why are we splitting? Why would you split them up if it was all one big happy? It's like we just decided you didn't have to do it though.
Yeah.
Still,
I thought
you,
it was-
you didn't have to do the half brother thing. I guess I
thought it was super impressive though. I thought it was like actually like a real kind of situation rather than like one of these movies that's just kind of catering to kids to get them to buy Nintendo video
That's
games.
fair. That's fair.
This is a very complex and deep kind of thing that people were probably going through at the time. There's families aren't perfect around, especially around this time. I don't know the divorce rates in '89, but whatever. It's just like.
Not what they were in 1990.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of
2009.
people who just like have half brothers and step brothers or whatever, and I think it's a very kind of, I don't know. It was refreshing to see this sort of complex family situation come to fruition and totally understand it along the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't exactly spoon feed you all of this stuff.
No.
But throughout the movie, you definitely find out details on what's actually going on. I thought that was really smart.
1989 divorce rate, 4 divorces per 1,000 marriages. That's not a lot.
Not a lot.
It is currently at 20 divorces per 1,000 marriages.
Well, I was going to give the inflation on it.
Well, yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, right.
I suggest people go to Jamaica right after they get married.
Yeah. And just bury the hatchet, if you will.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Can we do Jarrett Layoff Confused
Yeah, we can
Breakfast
do that.
Actor Database here? It's a good time to drop it in here. Do you have any guesses who our number 1 actor, actress is that's appeared in the most movies we've done that was in this movie?
I have a guess.
I do.
What's your guess?
It's the diner owner lady who is, what's her name?
Beth Grant?
Beth Grant.
Beth Grant being the diner manager. This is her 4th appearance. Fourth, but it is not number 1.
Sam McCurry.
No, Sam McMurray. This is his 3rd. By the way, he was the office mate in Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, and he was Glenn in
Yes.
Raising Arizona.
Dude,
That's only his 3rd.
One of the best performances ever.
Yeah.
In Raising Arizona.
Spanky thing.
Frank McRae, Spanky, that's 3 for him. The 2nd time the dinosaurs in California appeared in a movie.
Well done.
But you're missing a big one. So the big one for us on this one is Christian Slater.
Is it?
Guys.
Okay.
Christian Slater is in 5 movies that we've done. Legend of Billie Jean, True Romance, Austin Powers. Remember? He had a weird little cameo in Austin Powers.
That's right.
Heathers, and then now The Wizard. So
Wow,
that's
okay.
5.
Good on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Great.
He's great in
catch.
this.
He is. Half of me wants to say that he doesn't need to be in this movie. But then half of me totally loves the fact that there's all these individual stories going on, and I really do like him and his dad having their relationship rekindling on the road.
They have great chemistry.
Yes.
Him and Bo Bridges. Like honestly, the characterization in this movie kind of blew me away.
Yeah.
Like when I first watched this, I was like drinking beers with my buddies and be like, oh, whatever, fucking video games.
I gotta watch this.
Yeah. And then this time, especially like on the 2nd or 3rd watch, I'm like, I am taken with these characters and the writing of this.
Sean, I totally agree with you. At times, this movie is just really dumb and slapsticky and like it's almost like they're
Cheesy as fuck.
they're like, oh, we got to get back, we got to show the kids a bunch of fun stuff, like we got to do some car accidents and woohoo,
That'll be fun.
yeah. But then they'll fall back into this like character development and this like really intense kind of storyline with like underlying, like if they had made this into an just blew my own mind. If they had made this into an adult movie, Rain Man, it literally would have won awards like Rain Man did, because it's such a deep storyline and like it's catches you. And the only reason this doesn't for most critics is because it's for kids.
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty that adults like Siskel and Ebert can judge this kids movie based on their adult standards.
Yeah,
you know,
and then there a lot of the reviewers like Ebert or whatever, a lot of their gripe is that it just feels like an advertisement for Nintendo or Universal Studios. Like, well, can we have the best of both worlds? I think we got the best of both worlds in this movie.
It seems like a premeditated or like an assumption of theirs.
A knee-jerk kind of fucking
to just like, I'm assuming this is what it's gonna be, or this, like, I'm seeing this, it's like I can't stop looking at what is essentially just, you know, Nintendo video game porn to a degree, and it's kind of upsetting as an adult or whatever, and I don't want my kids to play video games. You gotta understand, I mean, Nintendo coming around, we've covered Nintendo on one of our...
We got a great mini bite. Go back in time. We did the original NES system.
You got to listen to it. And you got to listen to the craze that was going on around the Nintendo system. I mean, it's all the horrors of like of shopping, Christmas shopping, all that stuff. The craze going around it, and then you think about some of the negativity probably of parents not wanting their kids to see a movie like this because they're going to want to play video games all the time now and want to travel for video game competitions because that'll never pay off or become a thing. They're never going to make millions of dollars playing video games. Hello, Twitch.
It was just a different time, man. It was like, and I think a lot of these critics are just mad they just didn't have the idea for it. Like, you know, like,
I think it's true.
Why would you not want to promote a product that you make in a movie that's going to be consumed by kids? It's all that's done nowadays. Like, everything's got product placement in it. It's, you know, it's just like, it's genius to me. And they actually did it good. It's not like fucking Super Mario Bros. The movie, like, they wasted an opportunity on that movie because it was so bad. This one actually does it good.
And it's probably like with the reviewers, like with Nintendo especially, just being like, it's ahead of their time way too much, where they refuse to catch up. You know, and so they keep those values, like a stronghold of those values. You know, and it's just like, you know, a lot of relationships have come out of that relating to people with gaming and everything. You know, like, and it started here. You know, they just couldn't see it.
I remember, man, when kids just used to ride their bikes and play games in the yard. They used to play guns in the yard.
Yeah.
It's like, newsflash, bro. Like, yeah, we got a Nintendo and we'd play it for like an hour and then be like, let's go back outside.
Yeah.
I remember when me and my friends just went down to the old railroad yard and tried to find a dead body.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just good times.
Simpler
Not
times.
traumatizing at all.
Whatever happened to just going around trying to kill frogs?
Whatever happened to taking a yellow wiffle ball bat and hitting lightning bugs with it and watching them go pew?
And then you go down and get a soda pop for a nickel. But no
one has a kid in their gym class anymore that just eats box elder bugs.
Yeah.
He's just on the TikTok.
You can't climb a rope in school anymore because you get a boner.
Yeah, man.
It's a way of life, kid.
Okay. This mom.
I hate Siskel and Ebert so much.
This mom, like, they're just trying to make sure this kid is safe, and she's like, well, he just likes running away. I don't want to take him away from his favorite thing.
His favorite thing, running away.
Is she the most irresponsible mom that we've covered?
Well, I think she's up there.
Well, part of the problem again, and I'm glad that this isn't a thing. I'm glad that this is like, well, no one's ever seen it. This whole 2.5 hour long version of this movie, which by the way would be a complete mistake. I'm glad they didn't do it.
Fleshing out all of these details would just be
we don't
death.
need it. But
this
I
movie.
wonder what that has in it, because
I'll
wonder
report
if,
back.
Yeah, I wonder if that actually has more to do with some of these characters, because she just has nothing. There's no substance to her.
No, nothing.
And there's no arc in her story. Nothing happens.
It's
with
not
her.
even that great of a performance either.
No.
Like, there's nothing to like make me believe that like if there was something cut out that it would be great.
Now,
You know,
if-
she's
if-
just kind of bland. She's just kind of have a straight face or like a stoic face the entire time.
It might be her. Like if they would have put Mary Ellen Trainor in there,
yeah.
do you feel like that could have been a different?
Or Christmas Story Mom.
Oh yeah, Melinda Dillon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it could have warranted a little bit more time to get to know her. I guess it could have warranted that with some different casting or a little bit more of an elevated performance on it. I don't mind the performance. I think that is kind of the point of of her at this point. She's defeated at this point, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it doesn't leave a lot to really care about on that side of the family tree. You know, what I
don't
mean?
like them at all. You don't
No.
like her. You don't like Mr. Bateman at all.
No. But like I do feel like
It would have been better if Patrick Bateman was actually in this fucking movie. It would have been more
Maybe
interesting.
that's his dad.
He's like, we can take back your videotapes and get some video games. We have to take them back. Like that's
you son of a bitch.
You stupid bastards. Why are you going to California? You stupid
California.
bastard. You stupid bastard.
California.
No, I feel like he's doing a lot more than the mom is, to be honest. Like he's
Yeah.
at least trying. Like I know it's brutal to put him in like an institution or like whatever they're taking him to.
He's just trying. He didn't realize what he got into.
But also like
This Bateman guy is like,
True.
I thought we kind of hit it off, and now she's just throwing all these problems at me. And now, I guess I have to deal with it. Like,
One
he's
way
like,
or
I was
another-
just trying to get laid.
one way or another though, this kid needs to not be walking on the road.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
you
like
make that
he's
happen.
at least trying to keep him from that.
It's very true. He is trying to really find a quicker resolution to this rather than just being like, well, let's just see where he goes. Maybe we'll just see where he goes. I don't know. Let him go a little bit further.
It all happens real quick though, because it's just like this movie gets right into it. It's just like, he's walking on the road. We found him. He's trying to get to California. We can't deal with him anymore. Institution. I'll break him out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just happens within 10 minutes.
Do you not like it? Or
No, I'm great with it. In
Yeah.
fact, I'll talk about it after the next scene about how much even more compounding that is. But
Yeah.
but you're right. You're right into it, Corey. You don't get any backstory on like, does Corey even hang out with Jimmy? Like I get the vibe their families never get together and hang out anymore. So
Yeah.
how long ago did this happen? Why didn't the Batemans like ever look in his lunch box while he was sleeping to be like, oh, weird. Oh, he's got photos of.
you don't go through someone's phone.
Well, you do. You do.
You don't want to be rifling through somebody's shit. You don't know what you're going to find in there. An adolescent kid. Who knows what kind of weird shit he's got.
Yeah.
Fucking bird heads and fucking pictures of whoever. Anyways, there you go. But I like this because I do like how they do. I think it is intriguing enough of the three-way conversation that they're having around this table and how quickly it kind of escalates. You start to really realize how much Beau Bridges' character really just deflects any conversation around Jimmy and his sister or anything that happened in the past. You can see that they're all concerned to a degree, and obviously Corey is the most concerned. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty good way of escalating this very quickly and just saying and getting a feel for the way everybody else feels in this scenario.
We are coming into this story on the verge, which is like pretty much every movie, every script. We're coming into the story on the verge of this tipping over,
Right.
Like on the tip of the iceberg of this, Whereas all these sort of dealings with Jimmy have probably been boiling up, and no one's talked about the death of Jennifer.
Yes, of course.
No one's ever talked about it. Like
Therapy is not an option.
Exactly.
For any
Like
of this.
Hereditary is just like no one's saying anything. No,
Yes.
everyone's just being quiet, but everyone's thinking it.
We're not seeing what's happened before this.
Exactly.
Leading up to
Well,
this,
and then
yeah.
and we know that they're not talking about it, and they don't want to talk about it. And then Corey's getting frustrated with this, which I even thought this breakfast scene was like kind of textbook screenwriting because
Yeah.
they kind of like introduce it as like the funny joke of like he's cooking breakfast, like, oh no, like, oh god.
Yeah.
But then Jimmy comes up, and then Corey gets frustrated, and then the last joke from Nick is like, enjoy your breakfast or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was a great kind of like, wow, that if you just read that along with watching this scene, it would just flow perfectly. Like it's all on the page, and then it's all like on the screen, obviously. I thought it was really smart, and you're right. It gets us right into where we need to be of Corey trying to do something about this.
And the three of them are fantastic together. Like you said, I mean,
Really
like
great.
three really great actors. Just like put them in a room, they'll do good.
100%.
Believed every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, let's move on to scene 2. So Corey and Jimmy start traveling on foot for Los Angeles. Nick and Sam resolve to bring the boys back while competing with Mr. Putnam, a greedy bounty hunter hired by Mr. Bateman and Christine to find Jimmy. At a bus station, Jimmy and Corey meet Haley Brooks. When they discover that Jimmy's an innately talented at playing video games, the two decide to enter him into Video Armageddon.
Is the Hostess truck the best getaway truck in the entire world?
Pretty freaking sweet.
I mean,
needs to
come
be
on.
It needs to be that from here on out. And I'm not talking about like from here on out in movies there should be a Hostess truck. I'm talking about this specific Hostess truck. It's like this is 1989, but that Hostess truck is from like 1967.
It 100% is.
And like I just want that to be driving around everywhere.
That's the same
Yeah.
truck that the Jeepers Creepers guy drives. It's just been aged.
yeah, okay.
You know, like
Hit me.
Oh, hit what?
Yeah,
Props.
prop.
Ooh, here's a prop.
Hostess truck.
You
Put that in
can't
my-
have. You always take the vehicles. You can't do
Put
that.
that in. You got the Matrix car, dude.
No,
You're not
Put that in my
parking.
garage.
You're not parking that on like here at the place. It doesn't get to take up the one parking spot.
I'll park it
there.
at the old studio at your parents' house.
It's already filled up from all your other cars.
Damn
Ugh.
it.
Oh, my prop,
Yeah.
Jimmy's lunchbox.
Ah, that's a
Nice.
good one with the
Yeah.
contents inside of it.
Yes, yes.
Are you gonna do it?
No, I have a weird one. It hit me at the right spot. I had just been outside. It's very hot here. I was just mowing the lawn. I was like laying in the basement with like no shirt on because I was just trying to cool off watching this movie. And he got a Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I haven't had a Slurpee from 7-Eleven in probably 20 years. And I was like, I want one now. So I want a Slurpee. I just want a Slurpee. I don't care if it's the one from the movie. I just want a Slurpee.
7-Elevens are scarce, man.
Yeah,
in
dude.
Iowa, at least.
Yeah.
I pray for you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So this child bounty hunter,
Yes.
This
Putnam.
is weird, man.
like, I don't know.
So does he basically say that he
I
he
bring
only
back
d-
Runaways.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead,
I was going to
sorry.
say he only does children. He only detects
Go
Thank
ahead.
God.
You know, one more time.
he doesn't deal with adults. Like
Yeah.
he only tries to find children.
Yeah,
It's still creepy, but yeah, you're right. Yeah.
they're easier
But
to
for
lift
real,
up
right? Like,
if you go dead weight on you. Apparently,
Come on, man.
They
This
just-
guy
this guy's a psycho.
Do you know Will Stelzer? His name, that's his actor's name.
I didn't even put him on the thing, but I
Okay.
should have.
Listen to this, because first of all, let me ask you what do you think of his acting skills?
I think he's really good in this.
You do?
I
Okay.
really do. Yeah.
I can't decide because I feel like it's very over the top.
Yeah.
Maybe it was directed to be that way because this is the slapsticky part of the movie. But he was supposed to be. He was the second choice for Luke Skywalker in Star Wars.
Oh my God, I can kind of see that.
He did nothing pretty much like in his career, but can you imagine? He was one person away from being Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
And then his career did nothing. Like
It's like Rick Dalton kind of.
Yes.
Once upon a time in Hollywood with Great Escape.
He traded in a lightsaber for a bolo tie.
I have a hard time seeing him with his how he is in this movie.
You
Yeah.
you don't like him much?
I maybe that's because he's so good. I just don't like his character.
yeah.
You know, so I can't decide.
This feels like they couldn't get Bobcat Goldthwait, and they found
Dude.
this guy, and but he just doesn't have the same voice, and he even does it kind of similar, a similar vibe every now and again, like, oh, what you gonna get it? It's just like doing this
Yeah,
whole like
yeah, yeah.
over the top thing. It feels like Bobcat.
It does. You're
to
right.
a degree, and I don't dislike his performance at all. I think he definitely plays this up to almost to the point of like maybe a little too good, because it's like it's a very creepy role.
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
It's because it's the 80s that it's like, ha, nothing bad's going to happen.
Thank God they have
like-
child bounty hunters. Runaways are so common.
Correct. That is what the 80s does to things like
Not a
this.
cell phone in sight. So we got to have somebody go find them. Hit it. All
If
right.
we were on a train to go punch his face, I'm on board.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I didn't pick one because I've got a list of punchable faces. This is one of the first movies in a long time where there are so many.
I've got one definitive one.
Who is it?
It is, I think they're at the pool.
Okay.
Are they at a pool?
Were they ever?
Yeah, they're in the pool. They were at a pool.
Yeah, because there was a guy in the Speedo. I don't think he was even on. He wasn't supposed to be on set. But the girl who rats out Jimmy
Oh yeah.
because he
Okay.
finds Corey. He's like, "Hey, I'm looking." He's like, "Hey, I'm looking for my sons. Can you help me find him? Have you seen him at all?" And then he finds Corey. He's like, I was paid to find your fucking brother, and I'm gonna take him in.
Yeah.
Right in front of this girl who he just interacted with, and she's like, "Oh, he's over there.
Excuse me.
Tell the crazy man where the fucking kid is at."
Excuse me, guy. Excuse me, guy. Excuse me, guy. You can find him in the arcade.
Yeah.
So
You
the
bitch.
the opposite of Bobby Budnick in Terminator 2?
Correct.
Yes. Like Bobby never rats on a friend.
No.
But this little fucking nerd
There-
is like,
He's over there.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, they didn't tip very good, so
yeah. That's see what I'm saying? That's a good one. The cattle truckers stealing their
Yeah.
money.
Cattle truckers is a good one.
The Putnam himself, the stepdad, the mom, the 3 teen bullies.
Yep.
Yeah,
But if you're making me pick one, you're making me pick
I'm
one.
making you.
It's one of Lucas's goons after round 1 is over and they come out of the steps. That fucking nerd with the blonde hair who goes, you're gonna rip their gizzards out, man.
Hey, Lucas,
Hey, Lucas.
you killed him in there, man.
Lucas, you're the best.
You're gonna rip their gizzards out.
His face is what we made the most punchable face award for.
It's
like
like-
his face in this
Lucas,
movie.
I would do anything for you, man.
It just reminds me of Varsity Blues.
Yes.
Man, Lucas is the best, isn't he?
Awesome.
Is he fucking awesome? God.
Have you ever? Has he ever let you take his power glove at all?
Oh no, but
Yeah.
I carry it for him.
yeah. Well,
So-
yeah. I mean, that's an honor in itself. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, just since we're on the subject of his goons, did you guys recognize Spider-Man himself? Tobey Maguire.
I had no
first
idea.
on screen, right there behind guy you want to punch.
I wish
Hell
he-
of a mullet.
He
Heck
looks
of a mullet, bro.
awesome.
Just
it's the
awesome.
comb over mullet.
Yeah.
It's wild. That only existed in the late 80s. Like nowhere else in time did the comb over mullet exist.
Dude, that is Utah in a haircut.
Pink
like
shirt, blue shorts,
just,
high socks.
just
Give me the
awesome.
Utah.
Yeah.
when you go to your
Yeah.
barber next time.
Oh,
He'll
like
know.
Johnny Utah? No.
No.
Not that one.
1989 youth in Utah. That's what I want.
Youth talk.
Youth. It's called the Youth Top. Who's your punchable face?
Mine. Oh, I thought I had said one already, but I think I am kind of right there with like Speedo Magoo.
Okay.
Yeah, like that guy.
The like Speedo guy or the girl?
I think the Speedo guy
Okay.
because he's just like there's like a there. I know this is all pre-COVID way before, but even though there wasn't a 6-foot rule, like there's still like at least like a 2-foot rule, man. You're encroaching pretty hard. I know it's Putnam and we hate that guy regardless, but you're encroaching pretty hard and, with Speedo Dick first.
I really think that you shouldn't wear Speedos around children.
I don't think you should.
I don't think you should wear Speedos ever.
I don't think you
Eh.
should.
Sean?
Tell that to Bert.
Well, I will tell that to him.
We'll fill
We'll call him right now.
Yeah.
A little bit more on Putnam. I like when he goes out and says, like, don't get in my way. I've never failed in getting a kid yet. And I'm not going to fail this time, Meanwhile, he's got like a necklace full of children's ears on it. I was like, if only.
You didn't read the fine print of his contract. He's like, I will find your kid, but I also get to cut one of their ears
I
off.
killed him.
I get to keep a trophy, and it's the ears. So great.
I consume everything of them except their one ear.
Oh God.
I would love. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just like it. It just makes me like flash forward, I guess, from where we're at to like all the suckers and stuff he has in his car, and just like just throwing them at. It's like, God, you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So we meet Haley.
Yes, I would love to spend some time on Jenny Lewis here.
I bet you would. No, never mind. Hey,
I want to throw this out there. I want to throw this out there. For many people of my age, and I don't know if this translates to you, but Jenny Lewis as a voice, I'm talking as a musician because she's a very accomplished musician. Her, for me, in the 2000s, there are only 3 female voices that I'm listening to in music. That anytime I hear their voice, it takes me immediately back to like 2003. Bjork is one of them. Andrea Zolo from a lesser known band called Pretty Girls Make Graves, and Jenny Lewis. Whether it's Rilo Kiley, whether it's Postal Service, her voice just transports me to a time of my life that I love so much. So like, I am such a huge Jenny Lewis fan.
What do you think of her performance in this?
I think she's probably the best one.
I agree with you.
I think she's so incredible in this.
She ignites a fire into this movie, which was already like, as a road movie, you are, your story's automatically perpetuating.
right?
You're going somewhere and it's going to get there. It's going to. But when she comes in, she lights a fire under this thing, man, and it is incredible. I think she is the most outstanding in this movie out of anybody.
I mean, like you say, you've already got your catalyst. Your catalyst has been cattled, if you will, and you're gonna add a performance like Jenny Lewis added on into this with a great introductory thing. I did get to see Postal Service's reunion tour.
Come on, dude.
At the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. Jenny Lewis was like an angel on stage.
You said her dress was just like
it was
flowing
just
around.
flowing in the fans that they had going. She's playing guitar, like piano, like and singing with Ben Gibbard, and just like, oh my God, I'm talking borderline spiritual. If I would have had like another like glass of wine, or another beer, whatever, but throwing that with this super fun catalyst of there's a video game here. Keep your hands busy.
Yeah.
And then they meet and he just pits Jimmy against her or something. Because I love the fact that video games are just a thing that these kids do. You know what I mean? It's not like, well, I don't play these video games. I'm a girl or something like that. They all just love to play these video games and they're all in on it. Like, I love that.
She's reading a Cosmopolitan that one of the headlines is there sex after marriage?
It says that.
Like, you couldn't have given her anything else.
Anything else.
They found that,
the,
we're like
the Playboy in The Shining. Like,
yeah, exactly. Or
we
like,
could've done something different.
Like a fucking Scholastic thing or like a Highlights magazine.
Hey, I got an idea.
Come on.
Put a
Boys Life,
Nintendo,
I don't know.
Put a Nintendo magazine in there. Weird.
super weird.
She's a girl.
Yeah. And
she's
it's like,
13.
She's trying to act more adult than she is in this
Very
movie,
true.
and that could be like a factor of it.
I like that way better, Sean.
Yes.
I like that way. That's what we're gonna go with.
Okay.
She bought it so that she could appear older than she is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Because she's traveling alone.
Yeah.
Like it's...
She's already got her ticket. She probably had to do the Home Alone. Like, ma'am, I'm 13 years old.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm buying a plane ticket by myself? No. My mom's
I don't
in the
think
car.
so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right.
But you get Double Dragon here, which is like such a classic throwback video game.
Oh my gosh. Like all of the clips of the games themselves immediately makes me want to play these games. And it would be so much better to be able to play them on a stand-up video cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it would be so amazing to play Double Dragon on a cabinet like that.
There are a lot of videos out there that talk about the mistakes, the video game mistakes in this movie. Even though it's the biggest one in my opinion is this one, where it's like he scored 50,000 points.
50,000?
That was 30 seconds.
Oh, dude.
30 seconds has gone by. You don't even get past like the opening like setup screen in 30 seconds, but he's just like. And that is one thing I would love to know more about in maybe this longer version of like, has Jimmy played video games before? He had to have played video games.
He had to have, but like we see, and I was watching it today too. And Corey is baffled by this as well. And I thought like maybe I don't know. I thought my first time watching this that Corey knew that he was good at video games.
No.
But he didn't.
They don't know shit about Jimmy.
Right. I guess not.
They really don't.
I think that is the interesting thing. Like, the only thing about Corey is that he is concerned for Jimmy being put into this, like, home, if you will. And that's really his only concern, which is a very good, like, adolescent fuel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ignorant adolescent fuel, which is fun, right? I'm not saying, like, oh, he's ignorant. It's just like, it's just a fun idea. Like, he just wants to help his brother. But then we find out, you find he just starts learning all this stuff about Jimmy. And eventually he even gets kind of fed up with it, like, oh, this is a stupid idea. Like, what the heck was I doing?
Yeah.
But it's a fun thing that he kind of keeps learning this stuff about Jimmy, too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Because then we learn about it, too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure that that's the thought process behind it, too. It's like, we're learning with Corey. Corey is learning, so are we.
It's amazing how much this is exactly like Rain Man, to the point where I'm like, did they actually know? Rain Man came out like a year earlier. So, like, did they modify the script to be Rain Man? I mean, think about it. Like, they're Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman are learning more about each other as the trip goes on. Tom Cruise is getting annoyed with him at times. Dustin Hoffman's character has some sort of kind of disorder. The woman comes into the picture, and the main cool guy, Tom Cruise, loves the woman, but the woman's very caring for the one with the disorder. Like, it's unbelievable how this is the same movie.
Well, in this movie, too, they wanted to avoid the word autistic because Rain Man said it so much.
And that's what I'm pretty sure they were aware enough to try not to to get it pinned as Rain Man for kids.
They didn't do a good enough job.
They didn't. And I think, but I honestly think that's. I feel like I remember hearing that there was like 2 pitches for this. One was like kind of like Rain Man for kids, but then they wanted to move away from that almost immediately.
Rain Man for kids.
Okay.
Whoa.
No. Like,
Rain Boy.
Oh, Rain Boy.
Rain Boy.
Is that a new video game?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm sitting back down. All right. It was either that or it was like the Karate Kid with video games.
Okay, yeah.
And that's another one that I saw that I was like, I can kind of get it. And some of the music takes me that path too.
Yeah.
You kind of get this like wayward whistle wind piccolo thing.
Not a huge fan of that, but everything else.
It's just like yeah, you don't need to do that. And then I started to think about it too, and I started to kind of think it's kind of has this almost Western vibe to it.
Does.
Sure.
Standoffs, like meeting rivals, picking guys off when it's picking up their bounties, if you will. That kind of fun idea.
I really do feel like this is kind of a formula that's just kind of ingrained in American society, to be honest, and maybe even other societies as well, like other countries. Okay.
No, we are we are culture.
No, this is ours.
This is our we are the whole world takes what we give them for entertainment and culture.
Italy tried to take Westerns from us, and come on,
they were stupid. They called it spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, those Americans they'll like it because it's spaghetti. They can't get enough of the fucking spaghetti. So let's just name our Westerns after it. And they'll get a free bucket of spaghetti when they come into the fucking theater instead of popcorn.
Spaghetti in the theater? Oh my god,
dude! I'm going there.
All right, whoa! We rent out a theater and we show a spaghetti western. But like we cater in Zio John's.
No, not even a spaghetti western. A regular western, but we add the spaghetti.
No. Okay, so it's a regular western, but we bring spaghetti and we wear like French berets. And we do like paint on mustaches and act really like stereotypical French.
Oui.
Spaghetti.
Wait a second. I thought we were Italian. What's going on?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we just appropriated
I don't know. Really
but
funny.
think about this, though. I was thinking about this while watching this movie, and like Dumb and Dumber. It's kind of got the same formula,
Yeah.
They're on the road, they're going together, and they encounter people along the way. Rain Man, obviously, but then there's so many movies like this. I think it's just kind of like in the culture of this perpetuating this kind of story along a road, doing that, and finding out about each other along the way.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of these movies do that, and I think that it's just kind of an idea that is in the ether of ideas that people just kind of manipulate as their own.
Yep.
It's definitely one of those things that, when you're talking about movies and story writing, there are certainly like 5 versions, like 5 like structures that people tend to gravitate to. And it's like, there's the road movie, there's like the classic rom-com, there's the those types of things. And I think you're right. I think it's just something. I think a road movie is something that is just so well ingrained into like it's a great way to move a story like this along. So how else are you going to get especially kids to sit through a movie like this? Think about it's almost I also will compare it to Rocky a little bit.
Sure.
A video game movie that doesn't have as much video games as we really think. A boxing movie that really doesn't have a ton of boxing in it, right? But this movie has what is it, an hour and 40 now, hour and a half,
40,
somewhere around there.
And as far as actual video games, it's not really until the end that you really get that big payoff of video games.
Other examples I was forgetting in my thing that I said, but Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah,
they're going to the pageant. They're going to the competition. I hate to compare it to this, but it is like the Peter Brown and Falcon.
Yep.
That you were just talking about in one of our brunches. It's basically like that
on Monday.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, before we go into that final scene, though, this is what I meant. I mean, we're 20 minutes in right now, and the entire premise is here. Everyone's been put off into their groups. We find out he's good at games. We're going to go win the championship. I just love that so much about 80s movies. I think we've lost that a little bit in modern culture of just like, set it up and let's go.
Set it up, knock it down.
And that's where I hate it when I'm 60 minutes into a movie and I still don't know what's going on.
Sure.
Sometimes, especially when we're doing this kind of stuff. But
and especially to make it so simple as to be, I know what we're going to do, and then shows the back of a magazine.
Yep.
Video game Armageddon,
Commence
$50,000.
montage.
Yeah, exactly.
So scene 3, the trio hitchhike cross-country using Jimmy's skills to win bets on games. They eventually meet popular but snobbish gamer Lucas Barton, who demonstrates his ability to play Rad Racer with the Power Glove and informs Haley he will also be competing. Corey and Haley learn that Jimmy's lunchbox contains photos and mementos of Jennifer. They really did the farmers wrong here, guys. I don't like that they are putting this into popular culture that, if you get into the Midwest and you deal with some farmers, that they're going to try to steal your money, because that's not what it's like.
No, farmers are good. Farmers farm corn, and corn fuels Cedar Ridge. Is that where you're putting the Cedar Ridge ad?
Yeah, that's my Cedar Ridge.
Okay,
ad, yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Sick.
All right, perfect.
I don't know if there is one in this, but anyway, drink Cedar Ridge. But yeah, this took me by surprise. I forgot all about this. I don't like this at all.
This is super
this
weird.
Is just dark.
They were just cool with them jumping in the back, right? And then they saw they got money. Now we're gonna steal it.
Wild.
Where the motive? That's the only thing that does kind of bother me. If I was gonna play a little devil's advocate, what you had said, previously there, Mike, it's these things, they set it up, knock it down. This is more like, boy, that came out of fucking nowhere.
Yep.
You were for letting these kids hitch a ride with your cows in the back of this freaking truck. That's dangerous back there, by the way.
Cost a bunch of money, those cows. You know how much money's in the back of that?
Yeah.
I'm saying. And then you just happen to see that they've got... These guys must be down on their luck, I guess, because they see these kids have $84. Fuck, let's get them.
Inflation, though.
Well, for inflation, you're right.
Was that $460 or something like that?
It's it's dang near 10 times.
Jesus Christ.
It is 5 times. I'll get you the real
You know how
number,
many
guys.
Nintendo games you could buy with that money?
That's a good point.
Right.
I wonder
They're gamers too.
I have to say, this is not indicative of all truckers. If I were to come across these kids on a highway that I was on or something like that, I wouldn't take them fucking anywhere.
Oh yeah, you drive right past them honking.
Or stop and call the cops and make sure they're fucking okay.
No, I just keep
Everybody
driving.
is just you're hitchhikers, you're little kids, I'll take you to where you need to go.
It was a simpler time.
You stop right there, you call the cops, you get them on their way. All right?
That's what you do. I will say this, one time when I was a kid, though, I totally like my parents were at work and my brothers were around somewhere. I just decided I'm gonna go ahead and walk to where my mom works at, and I totally got to like the edge of the neighborhood, and then like a neighborhood kid like who was a friend of my brother's on a mini bike was like, "Hey dude, what are you doing up here?" And I was like, "Oh, I was gonna go see my mom," and then he's like, "I don't think you should be next to this highway. Why don't you hop on? I'll give you a ride home." And he was just very nice about it. Probably just to be like, I hope he doesn't run away from me into this oncoming traffic.
Yes.
That's basically what you do. That's pretty much what these farmers should have done. Hey, can we hitch a ride with you? Yeah. We're also going to grab a quick bite of pie. Hi, authorities.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty simple.
Where's your mom? Where's your dad? If you can't tell me, cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then of course you get the greatest song ever written.
It's true.
Send Me an Angel.
Send me an angel.
It's not. It's definitely not. I mean, you're never gonna top the bike dance montage in Rad. Like you're never gonna top that.
100%.
But this is at least cool. Like I'm okay with
Dude,
it.
if you're gonna have a montage about, kids traveling and playing video games along the way, Send Me an Angel. Are you guys not hyped as fuck about this?
Always.
Yeah, okay.
Always, forever.
I am really hyped, but unfortunately I'm a little jaded because of Rad.
Sure.
Because it's so good, and because honestly this montage is a little like, yeah,
It's a little lackluster.
it's a little lackluster
Yeah.
of a montage. I wanted to see, what I wanted out of this montage would have certainly been more focus on video games.
Yeah, this is when he's playing the game.
Yeah,
and the
this is
slow
when he's
zoom
really
in on
playing.
his face going.
Yeah.
And the calculations.
And then
Yeah, calculations and up, down, and A, B, and like combinations and like things like that.
that's what we needed.
Yeah,
They just didn't
and then
do it
like
properly.
constant like scores going up, constantly rising. And it's just like, oh, I get it now. This is a montage of him getting better. Oh, but instead it's a montage of them just kind of making it across another state.
Yeah.
Everybody's making
Yep.
it across another state. That's about it. So,
That's the 80s for you, though.
but that's the 80s.
I mean, speaking of Rad, though, we get to meet Lucas here.
we get to meet Lucas.
Did you guys ever play Rad Racer?
I played
yeah.
Rad Racer, not the Power Glove, though.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Nobody liked the Power Glove.
Exactly.
Let's
we
talk
talk
about
about
the
that?
Power Club. First of all, is this one of the great? Does this line rank in all time like movie quotes? I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
It's the one thing I remember from this
Correct.
movie.
Like you have to put this in like a top 100 quotes of the 80s or something like that, right?
And FYI, the quote itself is incredibly meta because it's about itself as well. It's so bad, but God, it's great.
So if you ever used the Power Glove?
No.
Okay, Sean.
No.
So I want to put you into the time frame of the 80s, like where I was a 7-year-old kid. You're getting thrown these Nintendo magazines and these commercials. And the Power Glove was one of those things in the 80s that only the rich people were able to get. Much like the moon shoes that I talked about. Remember, like that kind of stuff where you wanted it so bad because they did such good advertising. You're like, it's a glove and it's so cool. And you can't afford it and you can't get your blue collar parents to afford it. But some rich kid at school gets it and you go to his house and you see how big of a piece of shit failure the Power Glove was. It's one of the worst things that has ever been made. And in fact, our friend, Angry Video Game Nerd, Cinemassacre, has one of the greatest videos you've ever seen from like 14 years ago. It has like 100 million views where he has a Power Glove and like plays games with it and shows
Okay.
you how bad it is. And in fact, I will never stop talking about this movie ever. 8-Bit Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Please watch it this Christmas.
Okay.
Because 8-Bit Christmas perfectly describes the Power Glove and this time frame of life. Like, it's so awesome.
Okay.
It is so awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, 1989 or like the 8-bit variation. For me, it would be like the 16-bit version of that.
Okay.
Right?
Did they make one?
But what for
They
what?
made like a 16-bit version of it? Or
Oh, the
no?
Power Glove?
Of a
or-
Power Glove?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, I grew up in the Super Nintendo era, right? Whereas, and then Nintendo 64. The 8-bit version, that's like that version of it, though, the world that you live in.
Yes.
And it does very much encapsulate that. That movie does. The Power Glove, you're 100% right, Mike. There was one kid, my brother, they had a friend, and they would go over there, and that thing would collect dust. They said they all tried to do it. None of them could do it. Very good. And even in the movie, you're watching Lucas, and he's kind of doing this thing.
Steering with it.
And he's kind of steering with it, right? But then he goes like this, and the car goes that way, and you're just like, okay, now... Okay, guys, you're really, really trying to sell this.
But what do we think about Lucas in general? I feel like he's so good.
Can we do a little bit of Confused Breakfast Cinema? You, AJ, and I.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Can you say the line for me?
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
What do you mean?
It's good. It's
You said
bad.
it's bad.
So no, I mean, but it's bad in a good way. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Why'd you say it was bad?
Like a badass.
Badass?
It's so badass.
Well, you just swore. That's not allowed.
I didn't. Don't tell on me. I like the Power Glove.
You like it,
Yeah, it's good.
so it's
not,
good.
It's not bad.
So okay,
No, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
No, yeah. No, yeah. No, yeah. It's bad.
you do like it.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I try it?
This kid's fucking weird,
No.
dude.
Can I try it? No. Not at all.
You think that he think Lucas is good?
I just I don't know if they could have picked a better person for it.
He's
'Cause,
so awkward.
Yeah,
and
because I
weird.
don't. But he's clearly the cool kid that everybody likes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to be good or bad. He just has to be be in the movie.
Yeah.
By
And
the
he has to just look better than
trench
everyone else,
coat.
kind of. He's got to look cooler, sort of, in a weird way.
He is. I'm surprised this isn't part of the trenchcoat trinity, to some degree. But in the end, though, he looks like he came out of the Nintendo Power commercial.
He does.
Right,
Yeah.
the way he's dressed, the sunglasses, very 80s out, the huge graphic tee kind of thing, all over graphic T-shirts, his clothes, everything, and then you put a trench coat on him. It's dude, this kid was in the commercial for Crossfire, that game, right?
Yeah.
That's what Crossfire.
Great call, dude.
That is Lucas to a T, man. It's perfect. That's exactly who needs to be the rival in this movie.
You see where this kid went on? What he went on to do?
He didn't do much.
Did he
you got?
Did he get caught in the crossfire?
Oh yeah.
Did he? Oh, I did not read that. What happened?
He molested some.
No.
Okay.
No. Putnam. No.
Yeah.
He became Putnam. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
In 2004, Vincent was sentenced to 10 years probation for child molestation and had to register as a sex offender.
Boy. Well,
He's
it's
from New York.
Yeah.
Boy, that line also doesn't age well. Well, why don't you keep your Power Gloves off of her, pal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
No.
And now I'm upset.
No.
What about
This is the worst.
We make light about it.
No,
we
it was 2004.
try and
It
have
was
fun
20
here.
years ago.
Ugh.
He's actually off of probation now. So
Oh.
Oh, everything's good now.
what? Okay, moving on. I got you. Here we go. Right on there. How
What am I
about
on? What am I on? A segue. All right.
How about Bo Bridges and Christian Slater though? Their road engagements and the hotel room
Yes.
scene.
So good.
Oh, it's
This
so
is
good.
These are some of the moments that I distinctly remember.
Yes.
In that hotel room, and I remember doing this stuff too. We would take the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo, and you had the hookup, so you could hook into a TV,
The RF or whatever.
the RF switch thing. You could hook into it, and I remember us doing that and being able to play. We would have our own hotel room. My parents would have their own hotel room right next to each other, connected. Motel. Thank you, dude. This is so good. This is such a perfect representation of having to share a hotel room with your dad.
Except for when he leaves the Nintendo in the bed of his truck. He was going to leave it there overnight. It was just going to be hanging. This is a Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's a hot commodity, bro.
Yeah.
And he's just it's just in the bed of our truck.
Whatever.
He makes it seem like it's an old relic that he's I fixed it.
Yeah,
No,
one-
this is a brand new device.
This is brand new, bro.
This is
One of-
everything to everybody.
one of Corey's old video games. No, that's a full system. You have that thing costs $300. 89 money.
Yeah.
Okay. That's legit.
No, this is really good. I really like They're like I said, I think their chemistry is fantastic. Christian Slater and Bo Bridges in this. I love the juxtaposition of like he starts off like kind of pissed at his dad playing video games. He's kind of telling him about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And in the morning, he wakes up to Bo Bridges, Sam, playing video games. It's lovely. Like, I don't know, man.
Playing
we
Ninja
talked
Turtles.
about
That was the worst Ninja Turtles game, by the way.
Well,
Did you ever
yeah.
play that
it was
one?
awful.
Oh, it's
So
awful.
hard.
So hard.
Well, like the timing was so difficult in that freaking game, and but I just love how jazzed he is.
yes,
I got the scroll weapon.
fake video game playing in movies.
It makes me
I
makes
don't-
me
that-
believe it because
No, I don't believe his
No?
acting playing the video games.
No?
I don't like. He's never played a video game in his life because he's like,
I don't know, man. I think you know what? If you're going to do fake video game playing, then it should be on a Super Nintendo or a regular Nintendo.
Yes.
Because you don't have. Because we see it nowadays, play an Xbox or something, and people are like
hitting every button.
like every single button all at the same time, like pulling both triggers, doing all this. It's like that's something you can't fake. You can do it on this controller. I actually bought it. I guess because they actually said Bo Bridges and Christian Slater were both like not really into this video game idea, and by the end of it, they were actually all both pretty on board with it.
Okay,
They got into it
in real life.
in real life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of too, like we used to do that. I think when we finally got to like Sega, we'd come home from something, like my mom, my brother, and me, and my dad would be in the basement playing what was that game? The motorcycle game for Sega, Road Rash.
Road
Okay,
Rash.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming up." Like you kind of make fun of us for playing video games all the time,
Yeah.
but when we left, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna get in that."
Yeah, my dad would play Mortal Kombat right after we were done.
Immediately.
You know,
I should try that.
Doesn't take much intelligence to play that thing, huh? You should know.
I like his smile too. It's great.
They're okay with just kind of throwing it at each other. They're already in the thick of it. They're already in this crummy hotel room. It's one of those scenarios. Like at this point, all we can do is laugh.
Yeah.
Like we've got to get to that point. But Bo Bridges isn't going to open up and talk about Jimmy and Jennifer, and so he's fed up with it again.
Right.
Yeah.
So scene 4, the trio arrive in Reno, gaining more money with help from Haley's trucker friend Spanky. Jimmy then begins training on arcade machines with the help from the Nintendo power line. The children escape from Putnam to Haley's trailer. Putnam finds Haley's trailer and captures Jimmy, but Haley summons several truckers who barricade Putnam on the road to rescue Jimmy.
Like I think Jenny and Lewis, Haley. Sorry. I think Haley has a line even. It's like, man, why is he so quiet and weird all the time? And then all of a sudden, it's like his twin sister drowned right in front of him. Jesus fucking Christ.
They wait a long time to give you this.
They really do.
And when you get it, you're like, this is a terrible story.
Yeah.
This is tragic.
Like, okay, tragic.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, this is terrible.
Terrible.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
as in, like, I can't believe this
Sure.
happened to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
It's like really they should cut him some slack.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're like, not only did she drown, but she didn't float away. She drowned right in front of him, so he could see her gasping for her last breath.
And his
You're
brain
like, God,
just turned off after that.
Yes.
It's brutal.
it is, man.
It's
And she's
fucking
like,
brutal.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can just see it like with Haley, who is essentially just like, my situation doesn't seem so bad. It's like, okay.
But we still at this point don't know anything about her. Like, we don't know how bad her situation is yet at this point,
And
too.
it's still
but-
good character development
Yeah.
with that too, where she's putting up this front about being richer than she is, and she's actually kind of poor. It's
building
it's
the
good,
image of her
man.
mom in her head.
Yeah.
She has that like little line in the back
About
of the
the
truck,
legs.
like great legs. It's
Yeah.
like
I got 'em too.
Yeah, don't you think?
What
It's
do you
like,
think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that whole thing. It is a really, really great performance of putting up that front, like you say.
If they made Harry Potter in the 80s, it would be Fred Savage and Jenny Lewis.
Awesome.
Hermione Granger and Harry Potter.
Awesome.
Without a
Yes.
doubt, we've talked about them individually. Them together, holy shit, man! These guys run this movie for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Jenny Lewis
They
and
better.
Fred Savage are incredible
Yeah.
together.
When he kind of first jumps ship, like he's out going on his own. I also remembered like the skateboard that he brought. Missed proper opportunity.
Sorry, bro.
But at the same time, like those skateboards that were like one directional. That was awesome. This whole sorry, I'll jump back to where we're actually at. This part though, I also don't want to overlook the bullies, like the people that they hustle. I mean, they are like going around, they are hustling people. Like, so that is one thing to remember.
But I don't like
at the same time.
I don't like
it's
the,
still a
the
fair
idea
bet.
of hustling because like you just beat me. Like
Yeah.
I get it. Like this kid doesn't even say anything. He's gonna be terrible at video games.
We both
No.
agreed to put up this money.
Yeah, we both agreed that whoever wins this will make this money. I think it's more. I think they're implying that because he's just this quiet little kid, he doesn't know what he's doing. No, that should tell you everything. Be aware of this kid.
Yeah. Well, and actually, that's actually a good point. I retract my previous statement because they literally approach them and say, "I bet he could beat the crap out of
Yes.
you." No, he will beat you. No, he won't. No, I'm telling you, he's going to beat you. I'll put money down. He can't. It's like
a fair bet.
Okay.
Well, then that's a fair bet. I'm literally warning you. So this is not a hustle.
I told
you don't
you.
want to
Yeah.
do this.
That's a good point. And like the three goons, he is definitely another punchable face. The one that they find in the diner.
Yeah.
Duh.
It's like, where'd you get some kid? It's just awkward.
Yeah.
It's just like, Jesus, dude. Like, you're the worst.
You are the worst. For the really good actors we have in this movie, we also have some very terrible ones.
Yeah.
To balance the scales quite a bit.
Like, and I really like, I think this really shows again. I like how kind of serious this becomes. Like, Christian Slater and Beau Bridges don't break in this moment. They don't really give this kid an inch. I think
Yeah.
it's a really great part of the performance. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and this is where it gets a little slapsticky for me. The interactions between Putnam and Sam,
and Nick.
like the car accident scene
yeah,
where they're
yeah.
crying. It's just like, nah. There is a really cool shot there, though. Did you see that where it's when Sam yells, "You make money off of little kids, you miserable jerk." Sam's car is here, and you can see Christian Slater's face in the side mirror of the shot, and the car's facing forward. It's just like one of those moments. It stopped me. I was like, "Oh wow! Like what a perfect shot."
Oh, cool. Okay.
In a really dumb scene, it was
Sure.
like, well, at least you made a really cool shot out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right on. I didn't notice that.
yeah, it's cool.
That's cool.
I also love it when it's just a testament to them in this truck. I mean, honestly, their performances is the moment he guns it, and Christian Slater doesn't have his seatbelt on, and he's just like, ah! And he just pulls it over him to the best he can. He doesn't try to buckle it in even. There's just this moment of like dire, oh my god, I'm about to die.
Listen,
that comes through really good.
Hey, everybody knows if you've seen a demolition derby, they always back into each other. Everybody knows if you're
Yeah.
gonna ram something, you reverse into
True.
it.
Yep.
You got to
True.
do this, Sam. You got to know that.
Yeah.
But you got to know better. You got to know better.
You don't want to mess up the goods in the front.
Well,
Nope.
he didn't want to bang up the Super or the Nintendo in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about this scene though? I think this might be my favorite. Probably you were just talking about Haley and
Spanky,
no Jesus.
Oh.
I'm so bad with my names.
Fred Savage,
Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Corey.
You were talking about how they really
Jimmy.
power this movie. This whole when they finally get to her trailer and they're on the rooftop. Like
Yeah.
I think this might be the scene of the movie.
It's
for me.
very sweet,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah.
you can't deny it. They are really, really good together. And like even this awkward kind of kiss that could be between these two actors, they really pull it off, and it seems really genuine and seems
Yeah.
really, really sweet. I really like it.
We learn we feel more. We see why she's got this hard edge that she's been putting up the whole movie. We understand now that shoot, you've been kind of living this lie, like hoping people like you more, and like you don't have to. We like you anyway, kind of a thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's this is a really good sentiment, like or moment on top of there.
You're like Link.
What's that?
You're like Link, he tells her, right? Zelda.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. I don't know. Their chemistry is fantastic, and I like that Corey is still somehow oblivious to this all until like the very last moment.
Yeah.
It's very funny, and her just calling it out too. It's like, you are so thick, like, dude. I don't know. It's great.
So I got a theory. I think this is pretty obvious, but I'm going to extend it. That the Wizard and Over the Top are in the same universe.
Has to be.
Okay, here we go.
So let's get into this. So in 1987, Lincoln Hawk sells his truck for $7,000 to a man named Mental in order to have money to place a bet that he will win an arm wrestling championship. After he wins the prize money and a brand new truck, the first thing he does is he heads back to Mental's lot and he buys that old truck back. He then takes out the custom gym pulley system,
Oh, sure.
installs it in his new truck. But also, he loved that original truck. It really got him to the place he was in his life. So he wants it to go to someone who he knows will appreciate it and deserves it. He calls up his trucker buddy, Spanky, gives it to him for free. The only thing he asks is that he pay it forward and use the truck to help people out when they most need it. So this is why he's so kind to the kids in The Wizard 2 years later. And even in The Wizard here, you can see it is the same truck. The Hawk hauling is still on the driver's side. The Hawk hood ornament is gone because obviously he took it.
Yep.
But then he had a makeshift logo on the passenger side that he kind of put on the door, but it didn't hold on very well. So I'm guessing that Lincoln and Spanky still keep in touch, and that Hawk was the one that helped organize the truckers to help stop Putnam on the road in this scene.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
It feels right?
Yeah,
I
that's
love it.
canon.
It is for now.
Of most of the theories that we've had, there has been ironclad ones.
Yes.
This is part of one.
This
of those.
this isn't even a theory. This is just like, well, yeah, no, you're telling the story of the movies.
This is
just
absolutely true. I do like to think, though, that Lincoln Hawk also knows Haley's dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like
Okay.
to
What
think that.
if Lincoln Hawk is Haley's dad
Oh, no.
and her
Oh,
brother is Mike Cock?
Mike. God.
What is this?
This is me pulling out the shades.
This
bro.
is
What about this?
this is shoulder pads in the jacket because Mike feels big.
Mike feels like he won, and so this is what he does.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know me. This is my move.
That's you.
Oh my god. Yeah,
do
that's
that.
that's all canon.
I love it.
Mike Cock and Haley are brothers. and sisters.
Spanky eventually retired, and I kind of kept his truck in his garage and everything, and took care of it, obviously.
Yeah,
but then he got an interest in law enforcement, and eventually worked his way up to the ranks in this fictional character realm that is Last Action Hero.
Look at that.
I mean, that's just obvious.
Haley and Mike Hawk are half brother sister.
So does that mean that Mike Cock, if Haley marries Corey, Mike Hawk would be in the wedding?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing good at this.
We're so.
Should we move on to the final scene? What do you
Mike's
think?
got to be inside something.
Scene 5. So after Spanky drives the children to the tournament, Jimmy enters and becomes a finalist after playing Ninja Gaiden. In between rounds, Putnam unsuccessfully reattempts to apprehend the children. They make it back just in time to compete in the final championship round where Jimmy wins at the last second. An emotional send-off gives the family answers and closures before heading home together.
We didn't really talk about the the casino stuff.
Yeah.
I do want to make at least a little bit of a comment on this. It is very hilarious that they just create this adult world for kids.
Is this Raisins?
I think it's Raisins. I think it's
Welcome to Raisins.
Hey, welcome to Raisins, boys.
Yeah, but it's not.
My name's
though.
Mercedes.
It's not though, because there are adults there. Like this is a real casino.
I know.
But then I've been to a lot of casinos in my life, and there's not a video game section of a casino. I don't think there ever
I
was.
certainly hope there's no 13-year-old serving you drinks and candy.
Dude,
No.
I look like I'm 50, and I still have to show an ID to get into a casino. Okay,
Like,
I'm just saying.
like, how does this happen? Right? It's like, well, I have my daughter. I can't. It's like, well, why don't you just bring her to work? It's just like this is Reno. It's not Las Vegas,
Oh,
right?
true. Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah.
That is different.
Reno's blue collar, bro.
Yeah.
I just wish Sean would have got the the hat with the dreadlock, the fake dreadlocks. Too, 'cause, like, I think it would do a lot better for this whole scenario.
That's all I can think about every time I look at him today. But like I just think about this idea of like it's like bring your kid to work day every day, and like but like we put them to work, and it's just like we're gonna dress your daughter up too, and we're gonna have her come in and serve candy cigarettes and cherry cokes and Shirley Temples to the patrons. And then you got Corey, who's like walking, hey Toots. It's like he's already objectifying women. This is a bad place, guys.
It's so bad.
He's really sitting into this Reno life.
Yeah,
really
he's-
well.
He can settle in here.
He's really he's just easing it in. He's like, I got a good connection here. You know, it's like hard 8 for kids.
Yes.
It's like
I do have a lovable face. I don't know if you guys do. The guy that checks them in to Armageddon. The guy that's at the check-in. That his name is Lee Ehrenberg. And he's just such a nice guy. He's just like, yeah, come on, how are you? You got to get ready.
Gaiden.
Yes.
Gaiden.
His
He's just like,
big
dude.
role that he's played in his career, he was Pintle in Pirates of the Caribbean, all those movies, like the main like sidekick pirate. If you saw his face, you'd be like, that guy.
He's not the guy with like the crazy eyes.
Yes.
Is
Is
he?
that the same
him.
guy?
Really?
Pinto. Yeah.
No
Same guy,
kidding.
dude. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
dude.
I just loved him. I loved his enthusiasm so much because so many times you're a kid and you go to something like this and you're so jacked up, but then you meet like an adult and they're like, license and registration.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like there's a million kids at this tournament. Like you're never going to win this. You're late.
Yeah.
And but this guy's like, let's go.
Yeah, you're ready, man.
Let's
Get
go.
in there, dude.
You're in. You're in. You're late. You're late. You're late. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
I
go.
love
You gotta
this guy.
do it. You know, he's hyping him up the whole time. This is like it's like Universal Studios, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Oh,
Where,
yeah.
where they're
Oh,
doing this
yeah.
at, and so, but that is very much what a lot of those folks are, and they very well train you. It's that Disneyland effect,
Yep.
that Disney World effect. This is you work here every day. But some people come here and spend like a life savings to a degree to like come here for like a weekend.
Yeah.
You need to be on your best, right?
Yep.
When we were at Universal, we went into the Simpsons world, and the guy behind the bar at Moe's was just like, tap lines are busted. I don't know. What do you want me? What do you people want me to do? You just want some shitty beer for $12 anyway? You're overpaying. It's like, what the fuck are you doing
Yeah.
here? You can't do that. You have to be this guy.
Yep.
You have to be this guy, and it's awesome.
He's really nice and fun.
Yeah.
Unlike when you enter this bitch and you encounter the announcer.
Don't like this guy?
Holy shit, this guy's scary.
This guy's on one.
Are you kidding me?
Speaking of Mario Brothers the movie,
Yeah.
this guy looks like he is a part of Bowser's crew.
Like I wonder what
Right?
his
Like-
like pre-routine is. I imagine he's like an actor, obviously in California, LA, and he's he just got this gig, but he doesn't really kind of want it. You know, AJ, if you would indulge me, just give me like 30 seconds, and then just like pretend you're knocking on my door. Be like, okay, you're ready, announcer. Okay.
Oh, like I'm like the PA coming to get you?
Yeah.
Tommy, hey, we are 2 minutes out. We're
Okay.
2 minutes out. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'll be there. In
All
a bit.
right. Hey, we'll be out there. Do you need any water or anything?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. We'll be waiting for you.
It's just a gig. It's just a gig. It's just like any other gig. You just got to get out there. Okay. All right. You got this. You got to look at himself in the mirror. You got this.
Tommy.
Yeah. What's up?
Tommy, kids are waiting for you.
Yeah. I'll be there in a minute. You said 2 minutes. I'll be there.
All right. Hey, one of the kids wants to come back
Will you
and meet you.
please? I will be there.
He's a finalist.
I'll be there in a minute.
He's a
All right.
It's showtime.
All right, here he comes. That's the guy we know.
I'm looking up his career right now. It's all television. So like that's the overacting aspect of it, I feel, man. Holy shit.
He does. He feels like a real like Nickelodeon kids game show kind of a host.
He does.
He really does.
They're like oddly scary and way too intense for kids shows.
He came in second behind Mike O'Malley for Guts.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn it.
Here's 5 seconds of his audition tape. We're going down to Mo on the floor. Mo! All right, I think. Hey, we got it. Yep.
Can you try one more?
We'll let you know.
Just like tone down
Here,
a little bit.
Read the new one. Aggro meaning aggressive, crag meaning rock, aggro crag.
Again,
Yeah.
like you're about right here.
Yeah.
Can we just get you? Like you're gonna be on mic.
We got
all the
another
time.
show called Legends of the Hidden Temple. Go try out for that one.
Still couldn't make it.
Kirk Fogg already got that one. I'm not going. He's my college roommate. I'm not going.
Everyone looks up to Kirk Fogg. Dude.
You mean I got to go against Fog? Oh my God!
already locked that up.
Fogg 2Gs.
Fogg doesn't even do drugs.
I got to go
He's
against.
so clean.
I got to go against Kurt Double G Fog. Oh God! No, I do like the ending montage, the preparation, the power line phone conversations.
Yes.
How much money were they spending to fuel this power line conversation, guys? That was like, do you remember that? Like
They were
they said in the
expensive.
magazine, it was like either $2.99 or $5.99 by a minute.
Which
A
is
minute.
insane. My parents basically said, "You will die if you call this number.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We will kill you.
You know,
You're gonna
You
get
do not do
anthrax
this.
over the
You do
phone.
not do that."
the Nintendo Power magazines were out there, but then you needed to get out of a jam. You called the power line, and that, when I watched this movie, was the dream job.
Another huggable face.
Another huggable face. I think
That guy,
that's
the
great.
guy he gets hold. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They wear some sick jackets in there. I'd like one of those jackets.
Mandated.
No, so Video Game Armageddon, the 3 finalists, they're the battle of the
Yep.
3, right? How do you guys like this like competition
Love it.
idea, like especially as a kid? I mean, how
You
do
know
not
that
love
this there was no such thing really as this, and then this basically made these things happen.
really?
Yeah, like they kind of made this up. Like, oh yeah, there's a tournament.
There were competitions before this. but not-
I heard that this like really made it happen.
really
Like
what I
ramped it
read
up
was that
or something?
They based the script off of
Oh really?
competition.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
know.
Fuck, what do I
Who
know,
knows?
man?
Well,
We're at the end. Nobody's listening.
I think, but I think you are both right to a degree, because I think this is what ramped it up like really
It could
heavily.
have been a little underground maybe
Yes.
at first, and then
This is like,
ramped it up.
no,
Yeah.
we're big time.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They came out of the Foot Clan hideout. This is what we do, and then like the underground, like dogfight version of this, and then they brought it to the big stage. Do it. But
It's so good. But what's funny to me, the commentary
Yes.
that Corey and Haley have for a game that no one has ever watched or seen.
Yes.
That is brand new. We're seeing for the first time. They're like, you got to get the warp whistle.
Get
and if
the
you go
star.
up, if you get the star, it'll get. It's like none of this is really how it works.
you can't do that. Like I know you can go off of some like Super Mario,
Yeah.
Super Mario 2 stuff.
No,
But
no, you can't.
dude.
No,
because
Super Mario Brother 2 is a complete outlier.
2 was
it's-
wild.
You know what I heard the other day? That,
is an
that
acid
Super
trip.
Mario 2 was not Super Mario Brothers. That they just reskinned like some Japanese game.
No kidding.
That I heard that it wasn't even developed to be Mario Brothers. It was just they're just like, I don't know. Here's a weird game we got.
Weird.
Make it Mario Brothers.
Well, it ended up working. It was just another like side scroller game that they just. That's crazy.
3 was incredible though.
3 was the best.
Well,
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I know they were just like this was supposed to be the debut of Super Mario 3, and it was
It sure
to
was, dude.
United States audiences, but in Japan they had already released it, so it was like already going in Japan, obviously. But this was the shit, and like these kids in the audience, like it seems like even like the extras that they hired are just like, holy shit, it's Super Mario 3.
Yeah.
Like,
They
it's-
probably were. Like they were probably watching this going, oh my God.
yeah. When then like even the announcer, he's like, and then you're gonna play a game you've never, ever, ever played before. Jesus, dude.
In 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then there's no walk-off music. He's just like,
Yeah.
There it is. You're like, hey, no, not yet. Fine, whatever.
I'm just
15-minute break.
I need more Coke.
Yeah,
No,
he's gotta
this
refuel.
was wild. Like imagining seeing this in '89 and just being like, I have to buy that. I
Yes.
have to buy this game, and it does a good job. It's a 10-minute like gameplay. I feel like it's pretty good. It's kind of shitty, like the point totals and how they score points. Like
Yeah,
none of
that's
that
weird.
really like lines up. But like what's gonna happen here, and it's awesome. He beats fucking Lucas. I love the one person we haven't talked about yet is the kid that plays Jimmy. What is that kid's name?
Oh,
got
that
you.
is Luke Edwards.
He didn't do much after this. Like what I really know him from is Little Big League. He was the kid manager of Little Big League. If you remember that movie, he managed a Major League Baseball team, the Minnesota Twins.
Yes.
I think it's really hard to expect a 10-year-old kid to not say anything and to like be
Sure.
to be a good actor.
Yeah.
This kid's awesome.
He's great.
He's such a great integral part of this movie.
And from what I've learned researching this, like as an adult, Luke Edwards is a big proponent of this movie, and he loves talking
Really?
about it. Like he will talk to anybody about it and just be like super stoked about it. And he seems like super, kind of like Airborne.
Oh yeah, Mitchell
Shane
Goose-
McDermott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Shane
Yes,
McDermott.
Shane
sorry.
McDermott. Like he just likes talking about it. He just likes telling these stories and enlightening people who are fans of this movie. And that's a beautiful thing. I love when people are just like,
Yeah.
I love that you're a fan of the thing that I did.
He's I really like his performance. Like I identified with his character a ton. Like when I was a kid, and like not just being kind of when I was a kid, I was just like more quiet. I had 3 older brothers. I didn't really get a say in much or whatever was going on. I was just doing whatever I was gonna do. I was just going along with it, and like very rarely was it ever a thing that I could like actually stand out at some point. And like but I could play fighting games really well, and I could actually finally beat my brothers.
Mortal Kombat 2?
Mortal Kombat 2. You know it, baby.
You know, baby.
But
Shout
like,
out Wolfie's just fine.
yeah.
Wolfie's just fine.
Joan, thank you so much. But yeah, like that's the kind of stuff. And so I think I identified with it a ton. And I like these video game competitions, going to like arcades and stuff, playing strangers. Speaking of strangers, they just threw this weird girl to the wolves. Mora Grissom. She doesn't even have a pleasant name, let alone like a pleasant presence. I mean, like she is so snotty and just like, I feel like she has this like history with Lucas, like maybe they hooked
go to
up.
tournaments. They go to
tournaments. They see each other. They hooked up on accident. They had too many cherry cokes. And candy cigarettes, and they were just a little too lit one night.
Yeah,
she's just a little jaded towards him.
Oh yeah,
but they're just going there and they're scoring. Like Jimmy's like he dies twice in this game, still comes back. And it's like Lucas, what's his nuts? It's Lucas, 47,000 points. Jimmy Woods, 46, 250 points. Mora Grissom, just give up already. Nobody gives a shit. Like, just like, why are you here? Like, and it just made it really funny to me every time they cut back to this bitch.
Yep.
They're just
he just called a little girl a bitch.
She's not anymore.
Equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity punching.
And we'll
She's
punch
kind of a
anybody.
punchable face for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she doesn't even have a good attitude about
Nope.
it. She's a bad loser, and she's not any good.
Not any good.
Not even any good.
Not even any good. So, Mora Grissom. Punchable face.
All right. It should be noted that I did not even attempt to give a porn title to this movie because it
Yeah.
just felt wrong. So
Yeah.
I think there's
I
an
know people
obvious
are waiting
one.
for it. So I mean, the obvious one is whizzing on the wizard, but I mean, like we probably won't go there.
I got
Is it?
one.
What is it?
Do it.
The Jizzard.
Yeah. I knew it. I was waiting for it. There it is.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, let's take it one step forward.
Yeah, man.
But you say it that way, but it's spelled Jizzhard. Jizzhard.
No. And then the tagline is you really ripped their gizzards out, man. And it's that kid. It's that kid's face.
Kid. Oh no.
All right, so sorry. So I cried really hard at the end of this movie, guys.
Yeah, man.
It hit me. I did not expect to cry at the end of this movie.
I didn't either.
And holy shit, like they brought this around. They could have easily just ended this movie and been like, wow, our family's back together, but they didn't. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
What a fucking way to reel this whole thing in.
It was almost kind of fun. It was almost like a funny moment to me, thinking about, like, I'm sitting there kind of thinking after this, that's gonna be kind of an awkward car ride home. And then sure enough, they pop to the car ride. It's like, yeah, this is a fucking awkward car ride home.
Yeah.
And it's only Jimmy going back with Bateman and Christine. And they get there, and it's those performances, man. Bo Bridges, that shot on Bo Bridges.
The shot on Bo Bridges' face. Like, nope, can't do it.
That was it for me.
Like, it was, that was really a tough one. And then
he wanted to say goodbye.
I guess he just wanted to say goodbye.
Okay.
And then
in this stupid video game movie? Okay. That's fine.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's just gut punch us after we saw Super Mario 3. It's fine.
I guess now I can't go visit these dinosaurs without being sad. Fuck.
But then you think of Pee-wee and you're like, fine.
Okay,
But
fine.
then you go back to Wizard. And you're like,
But then you think about the cleaning staff that comes around and is like, oh, somebody left a lunchbox here. Huh?
Yeah.
And
I didn't think about that. So let's not go there.
They just open it up like, dump that in the trash. It's like, hey, put this in the lost and found. Someone will come back for it. And that's it.
for some reason, they have like a floor sweeper thing in the dinosaur.
Fade to black.
Oh,
I'll tell you what,
what was
though.
in it? Oh, a bunch of junk. It's
Stupid shit.
I'll tell you what though. They're all like to Haley. They're all like, "You're gonna come live with me now," because that does not get addressed at all. Are they just literally like, "Come on"?
You're gonna come live with me now.
Until all of a sudden you start a relationship with my son, and then you are not going to live with me.
And then it just got weird.
Do you have a
Separate
dad?
rooms.
Do you have a dad and a mom? We actually don't know.
It's like, it's true. And by the way, it's gonna be like in the back of the truck, and it's cute, whatever.
It's really cute.
It's really
a great
cute.
ending.
And she gives them each a peck on the cheek, and then Jimmy does that to her, and it's like, that's okay, that's fine. But then Bo Bridges is gonna be like, hey, hey, knock that off back there.
He's gonna be like, "Hey, copper, we're coming up on a copper. Everybody down.
Everybody
get down."
Yeah.
That's how it used to be back then. It's like, we don't care if you ride back there, but if there's a cop, everybody
get
down.
down. Yeah, that's a good point.
No, I agree. It's a really sweet ending, and I definitely teared up at the end. It did not expect to.
Nope.
I was kind of blown away. But yeah.
Well, boys, we have dissected this movie with a modern eye. Time to give it a modern day rating. We're going to start with AJ. This was his choice. How'd you feel about this one after doing the old confused breakfast dealio?
I've never been so excited to be able to like turn on a movie, like with my son sitting there,
Yeah.
to be able to just kind of like let that movie wash over his 1.5-year-old brain. You know what I mean? Just like take in the cool video game stuff. And like, I was thinking back to that, and then you try to strip away like the nostalgia. It's tough to do for me on a movie like this. That being said, it's obviously it's not a 10, right? For me, it's not going to be a 10. But the performances are really good. There's some really, really cheeseball moments in here. I really do enjoy the sentiment, and I mean, you get the full gambit though of feels, and it takes me back to watching those competitions on like Nickelodeon and stuff. It really did. This movie pulls you back really, really hard. It makes a good run at it. I really enjoyed watching it though. Can I watch it time after time after time? Maybe not, but I think this is a great movie to be able to throw on. This feels like a really good family movie to be able to throw on and enjoy with family and friends or whoever. So I really like it. I think that, like I say, performances are great. I love the story, and I love how it can take you back, and you could throw it on just whenever. So let's say, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this a nice, strong 7.75.
Nice.
Sean, what about you, buddy?
Agreed on all counts, man. I think the performances are really good. I think, you talk about the best defenseman in hockey. They don't really get brought up much. We didn't really talk about the director, the direction, and everything. You talk about a couple of cool shots. I think he held this movie down extremely well. And I think the writing's really good. I think that the music's really good, except for the flute or whatever happens in there. I think my only flaw about this movie is that I am not as invested in the game stuff. I like the crazy announcer. I think he brings me into it. I like, obviously, that these characters have been established, and I do like them. And that's my main plus about this movie, is that these characters are so well thought out, and I feel like that I know them, and I feel like that I would like to return to this movie just to be with them again. You know what I mean? In that kind of aspect. I was shocked by that, reading about this movie, seeing that it was, more of just like a Nintendo ad or a Universal ad. It's way more than that. It is so much more than that. And I think it deserves to be in that upper echelon of movies that we talk about. It's not a Nintendo movie, it's not a Universal movie. This is just The Wizard, and it's a fun movie, and it's pure joy. Like I said about Peanut Butter Falcon and or Brunch, it's just pure joy. I enjoyed the fuck out of this. 7.4 for me.
Heck yeah.
7.4 for Sean. I agree with you completely, but it also still is just an ad. Like I think it's both. I think it's not as bad, as horrific as something like Super Mario Brothers, but it's not as good as something else. It's just somewhere there. But it surprised me how much I loved it and how quick it was, and how it was like just boom, put it all in there. Great movie, fun story. I wish I would have seen this as a 7, 8, 9-year-old. I'm kind of mad that I didn't get to see that. But all I have right now really is kind of my adult view on this and how I viewed all these movies together. So I still really like this, but I do have to kind of temper that a little bit. I'm going to be a 6.8 on that. We got to go to executive producer Bud Larson. He said, I rented this on Vudu. I enjoyed seeing all the old arcade video game consoles. How does the dad not get arrested for smashing up Mr. Putman's car? I agree. There's no cops in that town. A guy slashes your tires, you run after him, and he pulls a Swiss Army knife. I'm kicking that guy in the balls. I love how Nick pulls out his NES console in the hotel and Dad starts playing. I saw a Pepsi poster at a gas station 6-pack for $1.67.
Wow.
I missed the 80s. I agree with you. I remember the Nintendo Power 1-800 numbers. How awesome would it be to have casinos with video arcades in them? So Haley just becomes one of the family after the competition. I would watch this again. Most punchable face is Mr. Putnam, the bounty hunter. Lucas is kind of a D-bag too. Prop from the movie would be Jimmy's lunchbox. So you're agreeing with AJ on all that. He's modern day rating 8.2. And
go.
He agrees with us, kind of a tearjerker at the end. Not really kind of. It took my tears. So that as a group, my friends, modern day rating is a 7.54.
Let's go.
Which really takes us up. That is in a spot all by itself, just below Ninja Turtles, Ace Ventura, Tombstone, and Heathers, just above Mighty Ducks, Tommy Boy, Young Guns, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's how we're putting it.
Yes. I love that so much.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for being here. Next week, we turn in for Crocodile Dundee, followed by Independence Day. It is time.
Let's go, baby.
And if you are new to the podcast, go back this time last year. Airborne, interestingly enough, we've been talking about it this movie. Followed up by a quick little brunch there. We interviewed Mitchell Guzman himself, Shane McDermott.
Yeah,
That's some fun stuff from about a year ago.
Seems like it was just yesterday.
I agree.
It's crazy. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio. Check it out, the new studio digs. We're going to be here for a little while. You're going to not be able to hear me say that new studio thing for a little while.
Thank God.
Guys, make sure that you are dropping us a line and a review, 5-star review on Spotify, and write a review if you want to on Apple Podcasts. We'd super appreciate it. And check us out on this whole social medias. You can search for Confused Breakfast. It's at Confused Breakfast, just anywhere on social media. Just search for us on social media, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go to confusedbreakfast.com and see the merch that we have. You can get some shirts. We're going to update that soon. I swear to God we are. You can go to Not Your Father's Beer shirts and get one of these koozies. Get one of those. Those are fun. Go to theconfusedbreakfast.com as well to see the ratings of the movies that we have done. You can see AJ's ratings, you can see Mike's ratings, you can see my ratings, and the show's ratings overall. I love you so much. Goodbye.
Produced by Logan at Upload Media Group here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa at our new studios. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com. And we are part of the Cloud 10 iHeart Podcast Network. Learn more at cloud10.fm. That's it for us. Goodbye.
Bye now.
It's so bad.
What do you mean?
No, I mean like it's good.
It's good.